Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager, and it is the career mode, and it's episode number 17. We are very, very early in season number 2, just in January right now. And we've got some new faces, some real upgrades to the team from where we were a season ago. And here on stage 4 in the New Zealand Cycle Classic, I've got the 3 favorites. And all 3 are new guys here with the team. So we are heavy, heavy favorites on the day. And Veldman also leading the race overall, so he'll definitely be at the back end of the sprint train, and part of that comes down to the fact that he is on a near fitness peak already here to start the season. You can see that I also had the team a bit more balanced in that regard than we've been.
This race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. We've got absolutely beautiful weather for this race.
Alright, so I'm going to get my team organized, get everyone to the front, get guys protecting guys, get ourselves prepared. We're wearing all of these jerseys here. Here's our old dogs, Simpson, Wachtendorf.
Oh boy, they're attacking a long way from home.
And then I will meet you back just before that Category 4 climb, before the end, somewhere around that point in time. I will be pushing to set up a sprint train for the final bit of the race.
An attack is launched.
Hey, I did not mean for you guys to get away. Okay, they did not. Alright, see you back near the end of the stage. So this entire stage has been one continuous fight to create a breakaway. And with 36k to go, it's still never been comfortably established. There's been probably 10 or 12 different breakaway groups, and the entirety of them have been caught one after another, after another, after another. The current iteration of 8 riders never got more than about 1 minute and 5 seconds ahead of the peloton, with the peloton still chasing them. And you could see that ahead they have now cracked completely, and 2 more riders are on the verge of being caught, and then just 4 riders are left. See that there's still more groups coming along. So with 28k left in the stage, there's still no established breakaway. We've got a climb coming up here in a little bit. You can see that there's actually even been enough damage done, and I'm sure it's breakaway riders that didn't hang on and then had nothing left and actually got dropped off the back. There's 2 riders that are 18 minutes behind the peloton, and I'm actually surprised that there's not more from the pace from all of those attacks. There has been a lot, and I mean a lot, of damage done. So pace has been very intense, and the fact that I've got a few guys that are still in excellent shape in Bull, Veldeman, and Marini, our 3 sprinters, is going to give us a leg up on a lot of competition. This climb, though, is just 1 kilometer in length, and this actually would have been a good time to try to do some damage, but we'll get it going after the top breakaway group. Now, really just 1 rider left, and 1 rider kind of just hanging on there. But there you go. We are over the top. We are going to set ourselves up now with 20k to go with our sprint train. And wait a moment for that to establish itself. There we go. So everybody's set to 99. Veldeman is on a -2 on the day, but it's not affecting his sprinting. Let's see, Bull. Ouch, he's a -3 too. It's Marini who ended up being a +1. That's weird that that's switched. So we'll follow Marini. Marini will follow Bull. will follow Voxendorf. And he will follow Griffin Easter. Easter will follow Van. You know what? Easter is pretty far gone. Go ahead and follow Van Hemlen, but we'll switch you guys up. There we go. And then Simpson. Yeah. Follow Simpson. There we go. So Simpson's going to go ahead and use his gel now and start working his way towards the front. Now we're going to take this thing home with 19k to go, and a lot of this is either flat or downhill from here. Okay, 17.5k. I should be nice and lined up. Van Hemlen a little bit off the pace, but otherwise we're where I want us to be. And we'll get Easter going.
And he sprints away in attack.
Okay, 15k to go.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
Simpson's job is done. And use Van Hemlen's gel now. Down to 12.5k. So in terms of timing, I think we're doing okay. Try to get Easter to grab onto the back. No, he's done. $10K.
There's now just 10 kilometers left.
Okay, he made it about 2.5, almost 3K at the front. So in terms of pace, 10K to go, 4 riders. They need to get about 2.5 each. So Van Hemlen. There we go. Grab onto the back. We might be able to get you back. Where are you anyway? Yeah, you're still there. We might be able to get you back on. Okay, Voxendorf is definitely done. Bull charging out. 5K to go. Let's try to get Van Hemlen back up here. Ooh, there's a split, and it's just my 4 riders. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Veldeman. There we go. Make sure you're grabbing on here. Van Hemlen, I want you to get above Marini. So that's where it's getting all confused. There. Well, that's still not how I want it. I want Marini to follow Van Hemlen. There we go. You're following. Actually, you're going to just take off right now. 3K. Ah, Van Hemlen. Hey. Let's go. Sprint. Sprint. And sprint. Not a very good... That didn't work out with Van Hemlen. Here comes Veldeman over the top. Can he hang on? No, he is not going to get it. He is not going to get it. He's going to lose it. Right on the line. Van der Plug. Great sprint from Van der Plug. Veldeman does take second, though. Marini gets 5th. Don't know what happened with Van Hemlen there, as Van Hemlen didn't attack when I told him to attack, and I definitely lost a couple 100 meters of brilliant lead out and had guys kind of just going on their own. The good thing was I got 2 guys in the top 5 as a result, in Marini and Veldeman. Bad thing, I lost the stage. I ended up only taking second. 20K to go. Sprint train just formed up and starting to come to the front. Breakaway group of just 5 riders who, again, like last stage, were not allowed to get very far away. We only went through 2 or 3 iterations of the breakaway group today, but they were never allowed any sort of comfort. So alright, so Van Hemlen now leading us out, 16K to go. We are to the front. There's just those couple riders left, and they are now each on their own, which means they are not a concern. 14.5K to go. Start to speed things up a bit. Easter ready to go next.
Look out, he's breaking away.
Last rider about to be reeled in.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group. Uh-oh, the pack is quick in the pace. Only 10 kilometers left.
$9K to go. 4 riders. If I can get into about 7.5.
Not handing out tickets for a breakaway, so the stage will end up in a mass sprint.
Okay, 7.2. That's good. That is good. We're on a good pace now. I think maybe a 98 still. 6K. 5.5K.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Okay, 3K to go. Veldeman ready. Now behind him, what can we do, if anything? Bull, I want you to grab the wheel of Veldeman. Wachtendorf, grab the wheel of Bull. Easter, still close. Grab the wheel of Wachtendorf. We'll see if we can pull all these guys up and see just how high we can get. Veldeman's my sprinter, but we'll see what I can do with these other guys. Okay, we're going to start sprinting here. And Veldeman a little earlier than I wanted by about 100 meters. Yeah, he's going to run out of juice before the end. The other guys, though. Bull. Wachtendorf, you sprint. And Easter, sprint. Everybody just sprint. Veldeman's done. Too early. And it was more than 100 meters before the end.
Superb sprint victory. He was the strongest.
But it's enough. Saicedo misses the top 3, so no bonus seconds for him. So we will win the overall. Veldeman takes 8th on the stage. Definitely not my best performance here. I do a lot better focusing on just one sprinter and not trying to get 2 or 3 guys across that line. But that is a win to open the season. We're going to jump straight to the standings to see where we're at as a team after getting that overall race win. That's secure. We should have the points as well, as Veldeman was well clear. You get 25 for a win. He was more than 25 ahead. Well, never mind the cut. We're already there. So, Veldeman, 8th, gets the win overall, stays 9 seconds ahead of Saicedo. Simpson, Van Hemlen, Easter, all in the top 15 as well. And yes, he does take the sprint win, picks up 8 points. Saicedo closes the gap a little. 4-way tie for the Mountain Climbers jersey, but Saicedo gets the count back. 2nd overall in the race. Veldeman gets the under 25. We get 2nd on that team jersey. It's definitely worth some points. Let's see. Not worried about any of this. Wild card for the Tour de France. Okay, those guys all applying for it, but this is what I wanted to see. So, sponsors, Individual World Tour, just a few points. Veldeman is third right now in Continental. Super Prestige. Veldeman 18th. Like I said, it's early though. But the early evaluation of Continental has us in 4th place. And in the Super Prestige, 18th on 57 points already. That's 4 or 5 episodes in by the time I had 57 points last season. And it's still January. That was probably March before we reached that total. Next up, Tour International de Zeebens. 4-stage race, opening with a sprint. We'll jump straight in towards the end of that sprint, heading into Biskra. Alright, we're back. It is stage number 1. And all 4 stages of this race are all low-class sprint stages where I've got a real shot at winning. Not only do I have a shot at winning, but technically I have 5 of the 10 favorites. And I've got a full-on sprinting team top to bottom. I'm going to try something. Something new. I haven't done it before. I could easily win this stage, and I get that. But then I sacrifice 4 of those favorites to get that one win and win that overall. So I'm going to try something this stage. We'll see if it works. If it blows up in my face, then I will go with the normal tactic on the next stage. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Vilvol to follow Veldeman. So he'll be our sprinter. Vilvol is 73-75. And Veldeman won that last race, but not quite as strong. Okay, and then I'm going to get them to follow Guyard. And Guyard is a definite sprinter. And then I'm going to get Marini, and let's see. We'll follow Van Ginneken. And you're going to follow Bull. And Bull's going to follow Garrison. I'm going to set up 2 sprint trains. And I'm going to see if I can micromanage both of them in the final kilometers. Get them up to the front. And at the appropriate time, and try to lead 2 sprint trains. So I'm going to go ahead and for Garrison, we're going to get you guys pushing now. Guyard, not quite yet, as there's only 3 on this side. Now we'll bring them forward. Wait, okay. We'll get these next guys ready. Guyard, Hoosier, Veldeman. See, I'm clogging up my own lane here a little. Okay, Garrison's done. I need to get you sprinting. Yeah. And Veldeman, let's bring you over the top here. Okay, so there's where we're at. So Vilvol following Veldeman. Let's get these guys all used up. Okay, he is already in sprint mode. And now there goes Van Ginneken. Reedy still in tow. Veldeman, let's go full sprint now. Okay. Now here's that brilliant place that we're in, that I want to be in. And I don't want to go too... Veldeman's already done, so Vilvol needs to go. So sprint, that's why we're losing so much pace here. Marini, Van Ginniken's done too. So Marini, sprint. I don't like where we're at, 1.3. I'd rather be at about 1.1. We'll see how they do. We got one guy flying by who's Erstead, 71.73.
Now the guys up front are asking serious questions.
Okay, Vilvol and Marini, good shape. They're out of gas. They are out of gas before the end, so it did not work. I lost out on that. Lukio, well, Lukio here. So that's a pretty darn good sprinter as well. Archibald gets the win. So I get good points in that I got 4th and 5th, but there's no time bonuses for 4th and 5th. And I will go with that. That was difficult to manage, trying to manage 2 sprint trains at the exact same time. And they ended up going a little too early because the lead-out guys were out of juice. And yeah, it was tough to do. I was a little too far back. Now, one thing I actually could try is I could get my 4 in front, 3 behind, and then have the guy up front lead out a double sprint train. And then when I get down to it, I can have the 3 come off the back and the 3 off the front. And that, I could try that still. But it was really hard to micromanage that. Trying to go for the 1-2. And if I'm going to get the overall, I'm going to have to start getting some seconds. Yeah, big bunch, and I was not in the best position on that one. And look at all those time second bonuses that those guys picked up either from the breakaway group. Puts us 8th, 9th, no bonus at all. That was definitely a failed experiment, but not massively failed. However, I'm nervous whether to try it again. I wish it was a 5-stage race because I would love to try it one more time. And then, if it doesn't work again, commit to a single sprint train and getting one guy to win the overall. But if I mess this up here with only 2 stages to go, it'll be real tough to win both stages with the same guy. I mean, you can see Marini and Veldeman and Vilvol are 3 of the 4 favorites. And then you got Bowl. Gouillard was in the favorites last time, but not listed this time. I don't know if it's the -1. Risky. Shorter stage here. Pace is going to be higher, which means my ability to go fast in a single sprint chain is going to matter that much more.
Greetings to all.
Because stamina is not going to hurt anyone.
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining. And, of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
Ah, okay. Ever seen my tutorial video on Pro Cyclist mode? I was showing how to do a sprint train and ended up winning this stage at this race. And this is something you see a lot of in real life, at least in the US you do, where you'll see cones dividing the road, and you've got a race kind of going both ways on the road with some sort of circle turning point exactly like this. But yes, the pace is definitely going to be quite high for this race based on the way that this is set up. So this does not cater to a 2 sprint train anyway, as skinny as the road is.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
So we'll go with the single sprint train this time. I want to make sure that we do get the victory. Couillard, where you at? Back here a little further. Veldeman, I saw, is up at the back end of the front group.
That's really a punchy attack.
That is a large group trying to get away. There we go. I don't want that big of a group. Couillard's still trying to make his way up, so yeah, you can see just how hard it is to get forward. Of course, there's breakaway groups that are trying to establish themselves constantly here. But a lot of that comes down to we're already less than 100k from the finish. Alright, Couillard finally coming forward. Guess in the meantime I could have gotten these other guys organized. Bowl looking good today. Garrison's looking good, but he is not fast enough, so we'll get him on protection.
The escapees have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
See, Van Ginniken is not fast enough. Him on. Ouch. Veldeman and Marini are both -2s today. Couillard's a 0, but a -1. Bull's a +1, but he's a minus on his sprint. So yeah, that's definitely let's keep it together. And because of the pace, I don't think a 70 is going to be enough. Let's go ahead and go 80. We'll keep it protected. We'll set up when it's time to set up. No breakaway group at the moment. Alright, 27k to go. But Van Hoof, who has just withdrawn, was in the middle of the pack, and there was a large crash, and that crash has split the field. 37 riders at the front, and I think as close as we are to the end of this race, a lot of those riders are not going to come back. So I'm going to get our sprint train set here. Right as soon as we round this corner, and we're going to start putting that pressure on with 23k to go. Now, I want Vilvol. Yes, Vilvol will be our main man today. Veldeman. Maybe, no, follow Marini. Marini, you follow Veldeman. They're both on negatives on the day. Bowl, Garrison, and then Ginniken with Couillard the most tired. Couillard just doesn't have the stamina or resistance. He wears out a lot faster. And gel and go 95 because we want to keep that group from catching up. And look how hard it is to get through this. This is why we are doing one sprint train. I want to get to the front and keep us there.
We are just 20 kilometers from the finish, so things should come down to a mass sprint for the line.
Alright, groups making their way through. Vilvol still getting caught up a little bit, but he's just about out of there. Couillard's not going to last much longer, so get Van Ginniken ready.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Okay, Couillard, job done. Vilvol right there on the back where I want him. 15k to go, and I don't think we're going to be caught now that I've gotten to the front. Gonna get Garrison ready as soon as we come out of here, because I know, yeah, there's no pace through that section, but you come out, pace picks up again. 13K. 21 riders. I've actually forced a split. 98. Turn this corner here in a second. Every corner we turn eases up a little bit, and that's 6 of 20 riders are mine. So there's only 14 competitors left, and this would affect the overall by quite a bit, all these splits. Get Bull ready, 9.5K to go, and Garrison still on the front.
The teammates of the main sprinters are not handing out tickets for
4 riders, 8K. We're going to be able to go at 99 here. Now, Van Ginneken, can you grab on, try to grab onto the back of Vilvol? And Garrison, actually you try to grab onto the back of Vilvol, and Van Ginneken will try to get onto your back. There we go. Just for that extra to try to keep the group, keep the solidarity, try to keep other riders between us. 5K, we got 1 rider trying to come up, but he's using everything he's got to try to get there. Okay, grab onto the back. 3.8K, 3K to go, and I can almost start the sprint as soon as I come around this corner. Sprint, Veldeman. Sprint, Veldeman, sprint. Okay, pause that for a second to get that right. Marini is up now. Vilvol and Marini are both in really good shape. Look at that. Just 7 riders here. Vilvol a little bit further. Now, over the top. Over the top. Vilvol, never gonna get over Marini, is he? Marini with the win, Vilvol second. We got a 1-2, and the sprinter never got around the lead-out man. There's Veldeman. He takes 11th. Garrison 14th. And looks like splits here. Bull missed out on the sprint. 18th, 22nd. Definite splits in the field. We'll see what they do time-wise with that. So let's stay on to see what we get result-wise. I'm sure the camera angles are going to be really wonky with the course layout the way it is. 1, 2. They don't put the first split until after 31 riders. There were only 20 riders left for the last 12, 14K. But the gaps opened up apparently, and then their sprint closed it down. I don't know. There are splits, but not as many as there should have been. Small pockets all over the place were coming in. So Archbold, who got 3rd on the stage after winning the last stage, is still top. Marini is now 2nd with Vilvol and Keogh in 3rd and 4th. So I will need to keep putting the work in here in the last 2 stages to get those 2 guys to the top of the standings. 20K banner. And we are about to form up our sprint train. We have an uphill finish here. It's steadily uphill all the way to the end. Breakaway group of 5 riders still have nearly 2 minutes. They're going to be difficult to catch on this stage. And that would really, really shake things up. So before I get much further, I better go ahead. Well, a bit of a steep rise here. Let's go right at the top of it. And we will go with, let's see, Marini or Villevol. Well, Marini's second, so why don't you go? And then Villevol. And then Bowl, who is on it today. And you'll follow Holdeman. Follow Gouillard. We'll follow Garrison. And Van Ginneken. So Van Ginneken already at the front. Go 96. Maybe that was a little too strong. Let's go 93 until I actually get formed up. Feldman needs to get up there.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
Breakaway group has split up. That is really good for us on our chances of actually catching them. And now, Garrison. And Ginneken, I'm going to try to get you onto the back of the group here. Garrison, there we go. Pursuit is on, but that group has gotten a good ways away from us. And I just don't know if they can be caught. Little steep section here. We'll turn it back up after. Garrison's still here.
Just 5 kilometers left.
Grab onto the back of the group. 5K to go. Leads down, but it's not going away. Catching up pretty quickly now, though. Sprint is on for Villevol. 2.2K.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first to the line today?
Marini coming over the top. He's going a little too early, though.
A great victory. He really had
Breakaway group does get the win. I had to go early because of the time. Keogh gets the sprint win for a couple seconds. Ragui still not getting anything. I think that's actually Ragigi. Marini takes 7th. Villevol is 15th.
The riders bringing up the rear have made it through sheer willpower. This stage was a real strength sapper.
Not a very good stage for us, but part of that really came down to that breakaway group just had too much of a lead. 46 seconds they hang on by. No change at the top, though. Those guys were out of contention. And with one stage to go, we have to get seconds on that final stage to get the win.
There's an attack in the group at the front.
Breakaway group of 3 riders, just over a minute ahead. They will be caught fairly soon. They know it. That's why they are now splitting. And meanwhile, with 28K to go, I'm going to start setting up. There is a strong win today. It's important to find out how this is going to affect us. It's going to be a headwind here pretty soon. Right now it's a crosswind, but it will be a headwind soon. So this is going to make the run-up a lot harder. So let's go ahead and get ourselves set. Setting everyone obviously to a 99. Marini is going to follow Villevol. Villevol is going to follow Veldeman today. Veldeman's a little more on it than Bull. We'll follow Bull. Bull follow Gouillard. Gouillard follow Garrison.
things are
And
far
of
from
course,
over.
Ginnikin at the front. Ginnikin, use that gel, and let's get you going. 21k to go. Instead of 94 to begin with. Don't need a crazy pace, because here is that turn. Here we're going to head right into that headwind now. It's going to use these guys up quick. See out of 94 just how quickly he is dropping off. 93 maybe. Energy gel for Garrison. 19k. 83. Goff, try to grab onto the back if you can. We might have to recycle these guys a little bit. May not be a bad way to go.
The entente in the escape group is far from cordial. There are a couple of riders who want to go it alone. Only 15 kilometers left.
Alright, I'm going to try to do that. We're going to switch things up a little bit on the way I'm doing things this time. And I'm not going to use these last sprint guys, but I will use kind of everyone else in a hard attack here early on.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group.
So through Bull.
Riders are falling off the pack. It's not a good moment to be
So
going through a bad
I want
patch.
those guys hanging back. So let's see if I can get you up here following Bull. There we go. And you're going to follow Ginnikin. And we'll get Guyard back on here. And then when Bull is done here in a moment, we'll get you to drop in behind Guyard. Right about now. Okay. Drop in behind Guyard, and that puts Van Ginnikin back up. With 10k to go.
There are just 10 kilometers left.
And yeah, we weren't going to make it on that 10k.
The teammates of the main sprinters are not
Just 15 riders left, 13 riders left, so this is actually working really well. We are putting some massive pressure on. The second round is working beautifully. Now Bull. 5.8k to go. 5k to go, that's still too far out.
Just past the 5 kilometers road sign.
Then Ginnikin, can you grab back on the back of Marini? 13 riders, and I've got 7 of them. Guyard's done though, he's not going to make it. Veldeman, how are we hanging on? Oh, 2k. Hello. Go, and Vilvol. Go ahead and attack Vilvol.
There we go.
Sprint.
The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up.
Bring him up. Oh, come on. I hit sprint right as it shifted him, so he didn't sprint. And it's Archibald. That's the guy we need to overtake, and he's getting a wonderful start. But here goes Marini over the top. Will he get the win? Yes, he will. Marini, well done. Well done. Now, he's going to get the 4 seconds he needed, and because he got this final stage, it should be Marini over Archibald 1 and 2. Should be. And with all those time gaps behind us, I'm going to have a number of guys finishing in the top 10 overall, so we're going to get a decent amount of points out of this. If they make a time gap. It certainly looks like they should have about 30 seconds to a single rider to Bull, and then Bull should have about 15 seconds behind him.
Here are the race highlights.
Nice sprint by Marini. I was worried. I hit that button right as it shifted out of the way, and it allowed him to get ahead by that 15-20 meters, and that was a lot to catch up, but great sprint at the end. Nearly got caught out. Ooh, wow, more time gaps than I expected too. 6-second time gap to 3rd place on back. And then 15 seconds to this group. and then 32 to Bull, and then 47. Nice. So lots of time gaps. Let's see what that does to the overall. So Marini does get the count back, so he gets the win over Archbold. Velvol claims 4th. Veldeman and Ginnikin in 7th and 8th. Bull in 9th. So look at that. I got 5 guys in the top 10 in the final standings. Sprint point, Marini wins that as well. Under 25s, Velvol takes 2nd. And we get the team. That's nice. That is nice. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and go forward 1 day here. Actually, I'm going to go forward more than 1 day. It's the 30th of January, so new national team. Or Belgium. We'll stick with USA. We'll get our financial eval here for the end of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and go forward just a little bit as we wrap things up here. But we'll check our scoring, see how we've done. We did get the win there, and we got 2 stage wins in 4 stages. There we go, February 1st. So, nothing down here. They snooze on the rankings. So Veldeman is number 10. 73rd in Super Prestige. We are 2nd in the Continental rankings at the moment. I don't expect that to stay throughout the year, but if we can get top 10, that would be awesome. 24th in the Super Prestige. And financially, we're still in good shape, $250,000. We'll see if that was plus or minus finances. Plus on the finances. So $58,000 is our expenses. Monthly investment was $54,000. So we lose $4,300 each month. You can see just how much our earnings were with winning those 2 races. Were about $8,000 each. So we brought in over $16,000, $17,000 this month. So we made a profit of $14,000, which definitely means that I will be able to afford throwing in at least 1 training camp, if not a couple training camps at some point this year, as we certainly have a nice healthy balance. It also means that I could turn around and spend some money coaching-wise if I wanted to make some upgrades there. We'll see about that. Quick check on the sponsors to see we haven't had any objectives come up yet. But looking at results, they're fairly happy. Registered riders, they're fairly happy. Squad, they are fairly happy. And we haven't even started the objectives yet. So New Zealand, we got triple pluses there. And overall popularity, yes, they're looking for a big-time profile, but they're happy with Belgium, they're happy with the Netherlands, they're very happy with USA. And we're hurting on this part, as I did not get any new US riders. So I'll need to look into that for this next year of getting a higher profile US rider. But the final thing to take a look at here, the standings. Let's look at the team. We've got kind of that overlook of individual riders, but team-wise, 2nd behind Cofidis so far. Again, we just did January, so not a lot of races in January. A lot of teams sitting those out, but 2 race wins have us all the way up to 2nd place. Super Prestige, the one that counts for the Gaming Decathlon, and that 2nd race win was 60 points that we picked up. I think that's 10 for the sprint, 50 for the race, or something along those lines. But that's 117 overall already, which means I have 11 points in the Gaming Decathlon in the first month of the season. I had 43 by the end of the year last time. So we're a quarter of the way there, just a month in. So that's a good start. that is a good start. We will have a lot more points this season. But because I'm still racing Continental races for the most part and not the Continental Pro races, points are still going to be limited. We're going to get a lot more wins, but it's going to be limited. Coming up, Grand Prix Alanya, and we're still 3 weeks away from our first objective of the year, and that's where we'll really start to establish. If we can, I want to get, right now we're looking at a 6,000 boost in our monthly, so our 54,000 budget would go to 60,000 next year. I want to make that 66. That is my goal this year, and definitely continue to upgrade and sign better riders. Most of the original 6 guys that are left are going to be gone at the end of this year, most likely. And let's see, contract. So Vilvol would need to be re-signed. And then, Vochtendorf, Easter, Harris, and Brown are probably going to be gone this season. I will not likely bring those 4 back. And Vilvol, let's see, Vilvol was a little bit of an unknown, right? Let's see is it training? Oh, was it here? Oh, there it is. Yes. So not a lot of potential in Vilvol. So there's a good chance that Vilvol will not be back with the team, though he is a decent sprinter, but I do need to upgrade this team. So if I let all 5 of those guys go, we will have, 13,000 to feed into the budget, plus potentially an upgrade of 12,000. So I'll have 25,000 to spend contract-wise heading into next season, and we'll probably spend that on just 5 or 6 riders, maybe 7, and so the key point will be upgrading quality. Veldman right now is our highest paid guy at 4,200, and Bull also on 4,200. So I'll be able to get a lot of riders in that 5,000 sort of range on salary. So we'll get a lot of mid to lower 75s, or at least maybe I can get 1 or 2 guys in the mid 75s that will definitely put us in Continental Pro next year. I don't think I'll quite be at that point yet where we can jump Continental Pro and go straight to World Tour. Even if I sign, a couple really, really high quality guys, I don't think we'll be there just yet. But that's going to do it for this episode on Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.